guess we are rolling.
Yes.
Hey, it's good to see y'all. Here we are again.
Hi, everyone.
This is my awesome son. And I hope y'all liked the last review. It was something different from the 1980s that was based off of a cartoon and a game. So now we're going to be taking a look at two scouts from the 1980s, and they're both Autobots. And this is another Transformer review. And one is Paranoid Scout, and the other one is a very loud Scout. And you would think that their roles would be quiet to gather information and stuff like that, but it's not. And y'all see here in a minute. And this is some of the stuff that when Transformers put some gimmicks in some of these Transformers back then. And this is one of these parts of the Transformers where they put some gimmicks in it for playability and just surprise and stuff like that. And y'all will see what we mean here in a minute. And what do you want to say? You want to say something?
Oh. And these figures that we're gonna be taking a look at, it is a group set, and that there is a total of 3 sets of these figures that we're going to be taking a look at, but we only have 2 of them.
Right, later on when we get the third one we will review it, but right now we only have 2 of them. And of course, as y'all see what I got right here, this is G1, and anytime when we do G1 I like to give a bio because these are the original guys. These are the original ones who got it all started off to where we are today. So when you see them in a store for sale or however they transform in today, this is the original stuff that started it all with this one character and stuff like that. Because I have known of one Transformer that's come out already that's a Decepticon, and he does not have the gimmick today that they have with the original G1. So anyway, enough of that. Like I said, this is the original G1 Transformers, and I do bios on the original G1s to give y'all some backstory. I don't do it with the new figures and stuff like that. Just the G1s, the originals, because it's important, like I said and I say before, you know, where we're at today, you have to understand the past to know where we're at today.
Yes. And I do the newer Transformers toys, as y'all already know.
Right, so this way it's a kind of a link from the very past original, where it started, and then where we're at today.
Yes.
So that's how we're doing it. That's the way it's been done, and we appreciate y'all. And we're going to take the camera around, we're going to turn around, and we're going to see what this next segment is. We'll see y'all here in a minute.
Stay tuned. And here we are at the reviewing area, and here are these 2 characters that we're going to be taking a look at, because like you heard, we only have 2 of these. And there are supposed to be 3 of these characters, but we only have 2.
Right, we only have 2 right now, so we're going to go ahead and do it. When we get the 3rd character, we'll review him, but we don't have him right now, so we're just going to go ahead and review what we have here. These characters for Decepticons and Autobots were known as the Triggerbots, and you'll see why here in a minute. Now, which one? Point to the one that is named Override. That is the one that is named Override. And point to the one that is Backstreet. That is Backstreet. They're both Autobots. In a way, they're both scouts. They collect information. So, we're going to get on with the review. One is loud and obnoxious, and he wants to be seen. So for a scout, that's opposite, because they're pretty much quiet gatherers of information. And then you have the other one that is scared of his own shadow. He is borderline paranoid. So we're going to get on to the bio right quick of these Triggerbots, both Autobots. We're going to put Backstreet. Did I say that right?
Backstreet here.
Yeah, we're going to put him to the side. We're going to focus on Override.
Who is this little red and blue motorcycle?
Because I almost called Backstreet Backbeat. And that's not his name. Okay. This is Override. His saying is... Oh, I'm sorry. This is Override. His function is a scout. His saying is, let your actions do the talking and no one will misunderstand you. Now, as bio goes, those who met Override would never guess that his function is a primary scout. Most are iconic, introspective sorts who, I'm going to say this word wrong, I know I am, surreptitiously gathers information to return to the base, but not Override. He lives his life as loud as possible, and he's not ashamed to let everyone know about it, including Decepticons. He roars into enemy camps with his guns firing, packing up his reconnaissance information as he's picking it up, as he goes, as he rips through his enemies and back to his comrades. He specializes in gathering information in battle zones, where the classic traits of a scout aren't as necessary as the courage and brazen attitude that Override exudes. Sorry. Exudes. And I wrote this, y'all. He even takes steps to disable his muffler to make his engine in motorcycle mode as loud as possible. He wants the Decepticons to know he's coming. So, Override, for him, his scout, he shouldn't be a scout. I think he should be more of a warrior. But he's not. He's a scout. But he wants to be as loud and obnoxious as possible. He don't care if they're hearing, if they know that they're coming. They hear him coming. He don't care. He just goes in there, gathers the information, and gets back out and gets back to the Autobots. So that's crazy. That's just tell me what the mission is. I'm gonna go get it done, and I'll be back here in a minute. That's basically him. So that's some of the bios for Override. And I am going to let Colton go for the transformation of this, and you will know why they're called Triggerbots.
But before we get into the transformation, let's take a quick look at his motorcycle mode here. And it just has a lot of blue and red with a little bit of black on it. Like the seat here and the wheel here, and also the back wheel, which is on the bottom here. And of course you do have some sticker details, which are still in nice shape after all these years. And here's the back here. And you do have another one of these sticker details here. I think that's supposed to be the license plate, or
I think it's a light. I think it's a brake light,
or maybe a back tail light.
Yeah. I think that's what it's supposed to represent.
And he does roll really well. And he does stand up really well on his own. Oh, and he does have an Autobot sticker on the seat here. And he does stand up really nice on his own without using a kickstand. Now, but before we get into the transformation, because him and Backstreet, and also the other guy, which we don't have, because he is part of the Triggerbots, he does have some spring-loaded gimmicks on him. And that is, these two chrome things are going to be his guns here. And these do flip out. And they are on a spring. So to spring them out, you would push on these blue buttons and these chrome guns will pop out. Just like that. And now you have his, like, attack mode here. And the chrome on these guns are still holding up. But
I had to do some work on some of the chrome. I had to put some chrome back on them because it was worn on Override and Backstreet. So, I mean, you know, but if you have stuff to fix them back up with, that's what you do, you know.
And that's what I was about to, like, say too. my dad had to fix some of the chrome on these guns because they were a little worn out. And then you just want to flip them back if you don't want to use them, and they do click into place.
So when the guns aren't engaged in vehicle mode, they kind of look like exhaust. Yeah, I mean, you know, they can double for the exhaust pipes coming out of the back of the motorcycle. So, I mean, that's part of the design of it.
And to transform him, just want to take the back blue part here and bring it all the way back to reveal his head. Bring his arms up just a little bit so they look like this. Then take the front part of the motorcycle and extend it out. Flip up this front part here to make his feet, and take the front wheel and flip it back to make a heel spur. And you're done.
Yes, hold them right quick. Hold them still. No, just hold his bottom right there. There you go. Just hold his bottom. There we go. Okay. Now, this is override, and this is the original G1 override, and he still has the same gimmicks, where you can push on the side of the button right there and activate his guns. And there we go. We now have override armed up.
Yes.
So, with that said, it's pretty unique. Now, we are talking about G1 Transformers, so you're not going to get a whole lot of articulation out of this.
The only articulation that this guy has is the arms can rotate all the way around, and that's it. But you do have some, like, gray paint on his face here.
Yes, that is. Yes, that is. Yep, gray paint.
Yes.
So that is his head sculpt. And that's his side view. That's what he looks like transformed.
And the back here. And the other side.
And the bottom. And the bottom. That's the bottom.
Oh, and you too have some, like, sticker detail here.
Yeah, you do.
On the bottom of his feet. And that's about it.
That is about it for override. So we're going to put override to the side, and we are going to put Backstreet in the spotlight. Now I'm going to go over the bio for him. Where you have override, who is just obnoxiously loud, didn't care who. You know, he wanted to be seen. He wanted to know that this was no surprise. He's going to go in there, get information. This guy is total opposite. His name is Backstreet. He's an Autobot primary scout lookout. His saying is, a moment of indecision can be your last. Backstreet's leery nature lends itself to his job. He's constantly suspicious of what he sees coming over the horizon, ready to sound the alarm to warn of danger. His comrades didn't realize that being a lookout would eventually wear down Backstreet's ability to think rational. Backstreet's so afraid of not recognizing danger that he often sees it where it doesn't exist, lending him to jump to the wrong conclusion on a regular basis. He's so high-strung that the mere sound of footfall steps can send him transforming into his vehicle mode, racing around to warn his comrades of immediate attack before he realizes that it's just his replacement coming to relieve him at the end of his shift. Some of his weaknesses, he often jumps between modes so fast that he can damage himself. He jumps from robot mode into car mode, not even thinking, because he just got to warn everybody that he can damage himself doing that. So that's some of the bios for Backstreet. He is kind of the paranoid lookout, always suspicious of any little noise, ready to sound the alarm. So where you have one that doesn't really care, knows that he wants to be seen. You have this guy here who's paranoid of his own shadow, and he's a scout lookout. So anyway, that's some of the bios on Backstreet here. And I'm gonna let Colton get off to the transformation of it now.
But taking a look at his car mode, there's just a lot of orange and gray on it, with a little bit of black, which are on these windows here, the front windows. And of course you do have some sticker details which are a little worn out. And some of it, like this Autobot symbol here, is really kind of worn out.
I do like the stickers on for the headlights. Now that's neat. Even though they're worn, but that's okay. It just shows that it's got some age on it. It's alright. But those were originally headlight stickers.
These front headlights here.
Right. As for his back, if you notice, his front wheels do roll, but his back wheels are molded in plastic.
But on the back, he does have this wheel on the bottom, which is on the back, and it's really kind of stiff here. Yeah, this back wheel on this one is really kind of stiff.
Hey, I'm just wondering, you see where you have your thumb? Not where the wheel's at, but right there where it has that writing on there. Can you make out a date? Yes, can you make out a date on that? I'm just curious.
The date on it is Hasbro 1988.
1988.
Where this figure was released in.
Okay. So, 1988. So that's how far back we're going with these Triggerbots. Okay, go ahead. I just want to throw that in there.
And here's the back wheels here, which are a little worn out.
Yeah, it looks like he burned a lot of rubber off them tires. Not really, that's a sticker. But the sticker's worn, so it looks like he's really riding on flats. Anyway.
And these front wheels move with no problem.
Okay.
But the back wheel, like you saw, was really
stiff?
Yes,
okay.
Stiff.
Alright. As far as a vehicle mode, looks good.
And these chrome things are like exhaust pipes, but there is something that these can do, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Mm-hmm. That car reminds me of a show that was in the 1980s, and the vehicle pretty much looked like that, and it was red, and I can't remember the name of it. It was, if I remember the show, it was, I want to say the show was Hardcastle and McCormick, and the car was the Coyote. I think that's the nickname of the car at the time. That's what that car reminds me of. The car off of Hardcastle and McCormick. For y'all out there who remembers that show, put it in the description or comments below. Tell me if y'all think that this car looks like almost the same. If it was red, would it look comparable to the car off of Hardcastle and McCormick? And I believe that car was nicknamed the Coyote. I'm not sure. Let's go back.
And he does roll really well. Only the front wheels roll for no problem. But the back wheel on this one, like I said before, is really stiff. And because this is the Triggerbot figure, he does have some flip-out spring-loaded guns. And to do that, on the back, you have this gray trigger or button here, and when you push it, these two chrome things will flip out.
The spring-loaded guns. There we go.
And you have some guns here. And my dad had to fix some of the chrome on these guns here, because like he said before, these guns on this figure were a little worn out.
Yeah.
And there you have his like attack mode.
Yes.
Here. And you can bring them all the way back.
Yeah, some of these you have to be careful because some of the springs ain't as tight as what they used to be.
Right. like y'all just saw. So now, time to transform him. To start off the transformation, you just take the front part of the car and just extend it out. And flip up the front of the car to make his feet. Then you just take the back here and bring it down, and this gun just flipped out by itself. To reveal his head, he just bring up his arms. And you're done.
Is that top all the way back? Can it go down a little bit more? His top? No? Yeah.
No.
No, I mean, yeah,
that's as far down as it's gonna get.
Okay. Alright, let's see here. Alright. Yeah, he's kind of top heavy.
Yeah. He is kind of top heavy.
That's the reason why his little feet are the way that they are.
You can see here.
Okay, go ahead and do it. Is that as far down as it can go? Probably. Nope. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I see what's going on. His top is so over. Yeah, it's a balancing issue.
Or it might be because these front wheels here, because these front wheels don't fold up. They just
they're just there. They're just there for G1. So activate his guns right quick.
And you can still activate his guns here. So now he has some double shoulder cannons here.
Now, see what let's see here. Yep. Okay. With his guns folded back, that's what gives him the little off balance. With them folded out, pointing forward, that counteracts the balance. Now he's upright. Yep.
Okay.
But see, yeah. Okay.
But he still does kind of have problems trying to like stand up straight.
Well, no, it's the way that they designed the bottom. It's the way this right here is designed. Right here, it's supposed to keep him in the front. But the wheels, you're right, the wheels are part of that. But hey, he's not falling down. He's still there. It's a-okay. Either way, it's alright.
And there's not much about his robot mode here.
Yeah, can we get a zoom in on the face?
That's what I was about to do.
You are amazing.
And that's his face sculpt here, painted in red.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. But I mean, you know, this is G1. There wasn't a whole lot of articulation in G1 stuff. but this is the original origins. So, you know, if you see this character later on the shelf, you know where his G1 origins come from. Because I've already seen one.
And for his articulation, just his arms can move up and down. They can do a full 360 degree rotation, but this part does hinder it. And that's it. And now let me go ahead and bring in Override here. So you can see how they look together side by side.
That's two Autobot Scouts. This guy is paranoid. This guy is loud and don't care who hears him.
And there is a third member of the Triggerbots, but of course we don't have.
When we get him, we will do a review of him and then have them all as a set. This is what we have right now. Okay? So we will see y'all here in a minute. Okay? And here we are again, back with our final thoughts on the Triggerbots, known as Backstreet, and what's that guy's name?
Override.
There we go, Override. So there y'all have a little bit of the bios, find out what they're about, found out their articulations and their original G1 origins of where this comes from. So this way, when y'all see it again in the stores, then y'all know what they're about. So final thoughts is these were some gimmicks that they were putting in Transformers, and they did have some gimmicks in the G1 Transformers. Not all of them had, you know, gimmicks, but there were some parts of the line of Transformers that automatically did stuff before auto morphing was a thing. And I gotta slow down when I say that because I almost twisted up my own tongue. So this was before automorphing was a thing, and like you seen with Colton, we got the date stamped on it. This was from 1980 what?
88.
So this part of the G1 Transformers was from 1988, known as the Triggerbots. So I think that they're cool in their way of the flip out parts of what they can do with their guns, and you can use them in robot mode or vehicle mode. They both serve a purpose. So I am going to let Colton have it. Y'all have a good one. Y'all take care of yourselves. We'll talk to you later.
And my final thoughts goes for what my dad said also as well in this video here. So I think that is about it. So there you have the Transformers Generation 1, Triggerbots, Override, and Backstreet. And if you like this video, give us a like, comment, and subscribe for more. And if you want to check out some other videos you may have missed, there's a playlist set up on my YouTube channel. So I think that's about it. So thanks for watching.